Welcome!
Hey, we're back. I've had some COVID lately, so...
I haven't. But I am sick.
So-
No, I'm not sick anymore. I'm over it. Okay? Even if my body's not quite.
We're obviously back playing Metroid Dread, because that's what we've been doing, right?
Yeah, Metroid Fusion was kind of lame. I'm not saying we're not going to play it, okay? I'm just saying that Jeremy wants to speedrun Dread.
Yeah,
and so that's more important than Fusion right now
really
because
speedrunning. It's a swift plod. Speedrunning comes in a couple years when I learn how to speedrun things. I do have I did learn a couple of tricks though, and I'm consistently inconsistent at them. So it could either take me about a 3-minute time save at the beginning of the game. It could either take me 20 seconds to save that 3 minutes, or it could take me 4 minutes to save that 3 minutes. So,
that's the thing about time saves.
Yeah, well, I'm getting more consistent. I actually learned it today.
Oh, nice.
So this is brand new tech that you're seeing from October of last year.
Did you invent it? Did you invent this tech, Jeremy?
It's for brand new tech from October of last year.
Did you do all the R&D?
Yeah.
On stream, I assume you're like sitting at home, like streaming all day, doing R&D,
right?
as the speedrunners do, which you are one of.
There are some bigger tricks that I will probably learn at some point because I'm obsessed with this game, but like more so even than Super Metroid. And Super Metroid was the only game, and Mega Man X2 were the only games I ever like attempted to speedrun.
Mm-hmm.
But this is the best game I've ever played for playing fast. It looks so stylish. It's so much fun to pull off.
Oh man,
really good timing.
Reminds me of Metal Gear Rising.
Yeah,
that game's so stylish looking.
How long does it take you to do the S rank?
Oh, literally an eternity.
Okay,
because the thing is that it's all about.
I was gonna say we should do that on stream sometime.
Yeah, no, it takes fucking forever for me to do an S rank because it wouldn't take so long if I wasn't actually going for S rank or no damage. If I was just going to get through the game as quick as I could, I would be pretty quick. But the problem is that to get S rank and no damage, you have to play perfectly, and playing perfectly is really hard. So there's a lot of restarts that happen for each level before you actually get through it, sadly. Yeah. So I could do a speed run, an any percent speed run of Metal Gear Rising, but I'm not even sure how fast I would be at it because I've only aside from the first time I ever played it when I didn't know what I was doing and I played it on medium difficulty. I basically have only ever played for S rank, no damage, so I don't even know how really to play it. You know the thing that happens with speedrunners, right? Where you have this reflexive restart the level or the restart the game or restart the run thing whenever even whenever you're doing fine, you just instinctively you just instinctively restart even if you pull it off. Yeah. See,
I'm gonna be, because I'm playing with somebody now, I'm gonna be like throwing a bunch of like super easy things here.
Well, I'm sorry. I mean, I'll not talk so much.
Here's the trick right here. So remember, you have to slide under there. You can actually hit it from the other side of the wall.
Oh yeah.
But that is the easy part. The hard part is you have to get the last hit from here, because if you do it from underneath, it will crush you and you die.
I see.
But this does save quite a bit of time, because remember that broken Emmy that you have to... I need to shut up and actually focus on doing the thing.
So, does the shot clip through if you are in the exact right position?
Yes. It's like pixel perfect spot, and you have to be aiming kind of like diagonally down. I've done this 40 times today. Oh, this is normal, by the way.
You're not typically running up here and busting it out the first time.
No. This is...
So this is the thing that might save you 3 minutes, but cost you 4.
Right. That's what I'm saying. But I've done it a few times today where I did it like on the 3rd shot. So I will get consistent at it. I'm just not there yet. You have to slide, jump, and aim diagonally down and shoot at the exact right spot, all within about a half a second time frame. So.
What you need is a more consistent setup for this.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people set it up from this side and slide and go backwards, but I can't do it. I can't do that. I'll get it, I promise.
You need one of those setups where you go down to the lower level below, and then you run over to a certain specific, position on the screen, and then you spin around 3 times, and then run up, and then it just works.
Yeah.
That's the kind of setup you need.
See, for
where you just manipulate some RNG.
Come on, get it. This is like the first time I did it now.
Yeah. Is it my Pro Controller? Is my Pro Controller not?
Actually, for part of the time today, because my Pro Controller died, I was using the off-brand Pro Controller. So actually, it does feel a little bit looser. That one's a little more stiff. However, I should have had it by now.
This is fascinating stuff, Jerry.
Yeah, just let me do it, because I want to. I mean, if nothing else, I can just slide over there and give up, but I don't want to do that. Come on. Okay, fine. You know what?
No.
Did you want to see it that bad?
Yeah.
I've already lost the several minutes that I would have saved.
I know, but now you've lost the several minutes, and you've also cost yourself even more minutes now.
So what would have happened is I would have, of course, collapsed that.
Up there.
Not had to do this section. Yeah. But I can... And then I would have... Because once you're done with this, you end up on the other side of that rock again.
Yeah.
Anyway. I do want to go to bed at a decent hour tonight, so...
Oh, well... But that would have saved you time.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I probably would have gotten it like the next time after this.
Yeah.
I feel that sucks though, because I was excited to show that off. I had gotten to where I could do it. I did it probably. Wait. Oh shit! I forgot that he. I didn't do it at all today. I forgot that he is still there, and you have to kill him.
Sometimes speedrun. I mean, you got Emmy powers right now.
Yeah.
Look, maybe this run's not on world record pace right now, but that's fine. Not every run is on world record pace, right? Look, you gotta get through the game. You're never gonna get better at doing the whole game if you only ever just restart here at the very beginning, right?
Well, what I've been doing I did for about an hour and a half today. I actually completed a run today too, but what I did for about an hour and a half was just that, and also this one too. I actually got a little bit better at that one, but I'm not gonna do it now because I'm already rolling in the shame here from not getting the easier one.
Which one? Wait, which one? What? I don't even know what you're talking about.
There was another one of those tumors that you can break from the other side of the wall.
Ah.
But it doesn't save. It saves like 20 seconds if you get it right, and wastes several minutes if you get it wrong. So
I see.
I will get more consistent at those. But jumped the gun maybe a little bit, but I really wanted to show it off. This is actually a time waster. You just have to wait for this guy.
Now that's going to be the ultimate strat whenever you can avoid doing that entirely.
You can by getting caught by him at the first second and parrying him. Mm-hmm. And I'm actually better at that than I used to be, but not good enough that would be like my go-to strat.
Right. Yeah, but what about the frame rules in this game?
At 24 frames.
Have to get on the bus.
Oh, you got to get on the bus every 24 frames.
What's the rules here?
Yeah.
I can only think of things in terms of summoning salt videos about Super Mario Brothers.
Yep. God, I love that guy. I have not seen anything from him lately, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, I was thinking about the fact that I haven't seen anything from him in about a year and a half.
Yeah.
And then I looked up his channel like last week, and he has done a couple of videos, but not much.
Yeah.
And then I watched
Mario Kart.
And then I watched one about Super Mario Brothers. Because why not? Yeah. I like Super Mario Brothers videos. They're fun because of all of the like specific game related, like specific like mathematical constraints of Super Mario Brothers. Yeah. It's fun to see how they get broken. Like
they're pretty much at the perfect run, right? Like
yeah.
I think I saw one called The Human Limit.
Yes, that's the one that I watched most recently. Yeah, they believe to be at the fastest humanly possible run.
Right.
There is a task run that's faster, but of course there's always a task run that's faster. But everybody seems to think that this is the limit of what humans can do.
Right.
But this current record is based off of a bunch of tech and stuff that was thought impossible, was thought task only. So,
Yeah, I mean,
if the current limit is based on things that were thought to be tasks only, then what's stopping them from figuring out something else?
By the way, Emmys are not anything to be scared of. You know how we used to like pussyfoot around with the Phantom cloak and stuff?
Like try to stealth and stuff.
You just run through them.
Yeah.
Like, you can get caught by them even and escape them pretty easily.
Well, you can. I can't.
No, I don't mean like get caught. I mean them see you.
Oh,
and you can maneuver around them enough to...
But how do you save time on this part where it says
there's no time save there.
There's gonna have to be some sort of RNG manipulation frame rule time save where you can just make that disappear instantly.
Right.
It feels like modern games are just not built for speed,
What do you mean? Oh, wait, how? What do you mean?
There's just so many, modern games tend to have so many extra, like, graphical flair elements and stuff that are, like, unskippable things in the interface that makes...
There's a lot of that, and with the loading times in this game...
Oh, God.
Really hurt, but...
You're never going to have super impressive times like, Metroid Dread completed to speedrun 5 minutes and 32 seconds,
But this game is so... flashy. It's so
I know.
Nice
But what I'm talking about is like the interface related stuff that is slow in modern games. Because you get old games that have like 5-minute speedrun is that's a pretty common thing that you see in old games, right? But you're never gonna see that in this kind of modern game because there's just too much like interface graphics bullshit that takes up time.
Do you see that? You just dance around them.
Yeah.
And you got it.
What I'm saying is that I hate graphics, Jeremy. I've come to hate graphics in my old age. Yeah. I feel like the graphics are a waste of time because too many game developers like to show off their flashy graphics and waste my time.
Right.
And is anybody impressed by graphics anymore? I feel like that the age of being impressed is over.
Yeah. Well, this game is gorgeous, and the graphics are not, the best graphics in the world.
No, we've achieved the point where graphics are generally good enough that with good art design...
You don't need any more...
With good art design, it's not about impressive graphics anymore. You can look at the art design of a game and go, yeah, this is a good-looking game. But
I think something like Super Metroid or Mega Man X4 are still really good looking.
Yeah,
games.
absolutely. Now, PlayStation 1 games are not good looking.
Mega Man X4 is, but it's
well,
not,
that's not
polygonal,
a typical.
Yeah.
That's not a tip. That's a Saturn game. Okay, no, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, that's what it.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Look, X4 does look better on Saturn than it does on PlayStation in places, but then it's also got other graphical limitations. It does have dithering because the Saturn's not capable of doing. Is not capable of doing background layer transparency. That's a technical limitation of the Saturn. Can't do background layer transparency.
Right.
And the PlayStation can't either. But the PlayStation doesn't use background layers because it uses a completely different type of rendering pipeline.
Yeah.
That doesn't have sprites or background layers or anything. It's all basically a 2D and 3D engine, essentially.
Right.
And so it's not real. I mean, it is. I mean, it's real. It's real 2D. I mean, it is two-dimensional. But, I mean, it's not 2D in the sense of, you know, sprites and background layers in the traditional sense, you know. But that flame effect.
Yeah, that in those two
the
stages.
The flame effect. Oh, it's so good looking. Yeah. It looks amazing.
It does look good.
You look at a side by side of. I mean, no, come on, give it credit. You look at a side by side of the PlayStation version of that game. Uh-oh.
Yeah, I definitely fucked up. Yeah, shit.
You look at a side by side of.
This is another thing that I've started doing today. You know how you normally would go under in that long hallway that's down there?
Maybe, I don't know.
This one's super easy.
Bro, I've played this game one time.
Yeah, but you remember that one time that we played it? And now, so normally, or not normally, but the easy way is to go underneath where I am right now. See, I don't have time to do it now. You would go right here.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And then you can just aim here and shoot.
Right.
But if you go up there, it's quite a bit faster. But again,
you know, I had to wait for him to get down here.
I'm consistently inconsistent with the new tricks that I've learned here. So yeah, you don't have to wait for him to get down because he takes a long time to get down here.
Yeah, because these early Emmys are super slow moving.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway. What I'm saying, though, Jeremy, is that Magma Dragoon stage looks really good. And on PlayStation, it looks like shit.
It doesn't look like shit.
It does.
It's just not as impressive.
No, it does when you have... Okay, look.
It doesn't have the heat wave effect.
On its
That's
own,
the only difference.
On its own, if you're looking at the PlayStation version and you've never seen the Saturn version, it's fine.
Right.
But once you see the Saturn version, then you're like, oh.
Right.
Well, this is a downgrade. Because all the background does is just pulse a little bit.
Right.
And it's weird because that background effect, of course, is a hardware capability of the Saturn. But it seems to me like there could have been a way to make the PlayStation do something similar.
Yeah.
But they just didn't. They just didn't put in any effort to do anything like that.
Right. Oh, this is the thing I could have broken earlier. But all it does is get you in the Emmy room faster. Because if you go this way, you're fighting Corpius, or the first boss here, early. And that doesn't do anything for you, really, except for make the boss battle harder.
Ah, I see.
I've got to get better at getting on the other side of his tail when he does that.
Like you didn't do there.
But if you stay right up next to his head, he's still going to hit you with it. So you have to like jog back and then forward again.
Oh no.
And you see that I'm...
he's impossible to beat now.
That I'm not spamming missiles.
Yeah.
Because he moves his head literally every time you shoot a missile. So if you spam, you're just wasting missiles.
Oh, I see. Well.
Except for right now, where I can get a few good shots off on him.
Well, this whole thing makes me think of Halo.
Halo?
Yeah, because he's got that invisibility cloak, and it reminds me of the cloaking in Halo. That's basically what the graphic looks like for it. For the elites.
Yeah.
Man, I played all of Halo 3, and got to finally see the end of the game series. Except for not really, because there's Halo 4, 5, and 6 now. But, you know, the real ending of the real series before the fanfic started.
Right.
And it was good. Yeah, it was good.
It
was good. Look, everybody loves Halo 3 the most, but I don't. I think Halo 2 is better. But Halo 3 was good. It did have a good ending. I liked the way everything came together.
Yeah.
It was cool. But I was gonna say, it reminds this cloaking thing reminded me of the cloaking situation with Halo, because Halo, the Master Chief Collection, they remastered the first and second game, but they didn't remaster the third game, because the third game was an Xbox 360 game, so the graphics were already good enough that they didn't bother doing a remaster on it.
Right.
But that means that when you're playing Halo 2, and it's got all of its remastered graphics, and it looks like a new game, basically.
Right.
And then you go to Halo 3, Xbox 360, you're like, it goes way downhill in terms of graphical quality. Because I don't know, I always thought that Xbox 360 games and PS3 games still look pretty good. But man, when you look at a modern game right next to one right after the other.
So is it a complete overhaul? Like complete the 1 and 2?
1 and 2, they did a complete overhaul of the graphics. Now Halo 1, the Halo 1 remaster is not good.
Did they change any game mechanics, or is it all the same?
No, it's just
feels the same.
It's the same. It's the same. They ported the game over into a new engine, but it's all the same.
Yeah.
It all plays the same. But the graphics are improved. And Halo 2 looks great. Halo 1 doesn't look very good, and it's because they took a lot of liberties with the art style and changed the tone of a lot of the areas in Halo 1.
Yeah.
And I don't like it. So there's an option you can toggle to play with the original graphics, which I did on Halo 1. But Halo 2 looked great. The remaster was really good.
Yeah.
I don't know why they did Halo 1 the way they did. That remaster was done like several years before the Halo 2 remaster.
Oh, yeah.
And they just did not do a faithful job with it. They changed the lighting. That was the biggest problem. Halo 1 had such a dark, depressing, dingy atmosphere. And they changed it to where it's for whatever reason in the remaster, it's super bright all the time, no matter where you are. You're in these dark, like spooky, scary flood sections where it's supposed to be just like, it's supposed to be super dark and difficult to see what's going on, and it's just like bright as day.
Right.
It really ruins the experience and makes the game easy. Because part of the difficulty of those sections is not being able to see exactly what's happening.
Yeah.
You know? And that really kills a lot of the challenge in those areas and completely ruins the atmosphere.
Yeah.
So, I would much rather play Halo 1 on original graphics. But Halo 2's graphics, the remaster was really nice. Fairly faithful to the style and feel of Halo 2.
Right.
Which is very different than Halo 1. Halo 2 is not a isolated, like, lonely, isolated, depressing, dark kind of environment for most of the game. It's much more like battles happening with your comrades and, you know, assaults and on, you know, populated places and teams of Marines running around with you.
Right.
Do you have the freeze suit already?
No. This is the any room, remember?
Oh, yes. Oh, I forgot.
Going on.
I forgot. Yes. They look like you're in a deep freeze.
Yeah.
But they're not. But they're not actually cold.
Right.
Why do they look like this? I wonder.
Know. It's a little confusing because
there are cold areas, and they hurt you.
Right. Yeah, I don't really get it, but
I remember redirecting the flow.
Yep.
Oh man, it feels like it's been so long since I played this game.
Oh. Come on, little fella. Oh shit.
Oh, you can't jump on top of him.
Shit, that was a stupid mistake.
I thought you were good at this now.
Shut up.
No, I mean the Emmy thing. The escaping the Emmy.
Oh,
I thought you said you were good at that.
No, I didn't say I was good at it. I said I'm better at it than I used to be.
Oh,
I can actually consistently... Now look at it. He's not even freaking here. That's another thing that really bothers me. And it's not... it doesn't make me not like the game. It's just really frustrating that the Emmy placement is RNG. So one time you might go through and you have a really good run going, and then an enemy pops up in the wrong spot, and then the very next time you come through, after he's already ruined your run, you know, then he's like, I don't feel like showing up this time.
That feel when you're on world record pace and then you get killed by an enemy and then you restart and he's not even in the he's not even in that spot.
Yeah. God damn it. I did take the extra time to open that door for a reason. That door that I didn't go in. Mm-hmm. Because it's locked from the other side, and later I'm going to need to come in from the other side.
I see. Emmy, so scary.
Yeah, it's funny, you know, your instinct when you first start playing this game is to like hide and duck and, you know, run away and all this stuff. They're super easy to avoid.
Well, the game makes you feel like, you know, you're playing a game, right?
Yeah.
And you know that there's like a strategy that the game expects you to use.
Yeah.
And this makes you really feel like that the sneaky, stealthy, like try to avoid, hide kind of strategy is going to be the one to use in this.
Do you think Metal Gear speedruns avoid like stealth?
No, there's no fucking way.
Is there not?
There's no way. No, Metal Gear is entirely built around stealth. You can't you can't run and gun your way through.
Somehow hack your way through the game by...
No, you can't run. I highly doubt that they're not stealth. Now, what they will do, I have seen some, not, I guess, maybe not speed runs, but, I mean, maybe speed runs. I mean, I don't know that I've never seen, like, a world record attempt, but I've seen people do some highly optimized runs of Metal Gear Solid 3, for example.
Yeah.
And they'll do goofy, bizarre shit.
Yeah.
Like... lining up a barrel in a certain place and rolling it down a hill to knock up like several guys when they're in a specific pattern of their patrol path, to where you roll this barrel down a hill and it takes out all three of them,
right?
And stuff like that. I've seen some goofy stuff in Metal Gear Solid 3 that optimizes the run, but you have to be sneaky in Metal Gear Solid, because if not, you're just gonna die instantly.
Right.
But if there are now with Metal Gear Solid 5, I guarantee you that stealth is not used.
Yeah.
Metal Gear Solid 5 is a game that you can run and gun, but I'm talking classic Metal Gear games.
Right, that's what I mean. I just wondered if speedrunners had found a way around stealth at this point.
I'm sure that it's that Metal Gear Solid speedruns are all about optimized paths, because enemies, like guards, have patterns that are pretty much hard-coded, patrol patterns and whatnot. So if you know where guards are supposed to be in the map and what their patrol patterns are, you can probably just weave your way through a map without ever really having to slow down or wait. There's probably super optimized pathways. But I've never looked into Metal Gear speedrunning. I'm sure that there's a community for it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. There's a community. There's a community for every popular game.
Well, it seems like it'd probably be a really good candidate for speedrunning because of the fact that, especially the older ones, are very
Damn it.
The older games are very scripted, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So it's seems like it would probably be a good candidate,
right,
for really optimizing speed runs.
Yeah.
I'll look into it. I'd like to see Metal Gear Solid 3 speed runs, because I've really enjoyed watching some of like the kind of optimized runs that I've seen before.
Right.
There's a run that I watched a long time ago that got me interested in running. It got me interested in like high level play of games that I had played before. That's what really watching this series of runs from this one guy made me revisit Metal Gear Rising and do the no damage runs.
Right.
Because he did a Metal Gear Rising run, but he also did a Metal Gear Solid 3 European Extreme run, which is the highest difficulty level European Extreme.
Yeah, I've heard of that.
It's insanely high difficulty, but he did like a completely no detection, like pure stealth run of European Extreme.
Yeah.
And it was pretty awesome. It was pretty awesome, but it was it used some strategies that are bizarre.
Yeah. It was this game, it was Super Metroid that got me into speed. Like, I mean, I'm not a speedrunner, but got me interested in watching speedruns.
Mm-hmm.
Because I've always been a fan of Super Metroid, but back in the early days of YouTube, I was just looking up videos of people who could play Super Metroid real good.
Yeah.
and there's this guy who had like a and he's not even like in the speedrun community. He's just some guy that had a video. I wish I could find that video because it's my first speedrun video I ever watched. And it was just some guy who was like, he did a commentated, speedrun. He commented over his run, and he was just talking about like what he was doing in different places. It wasn't even that fast of a time, but I was like, wow, he can beat this game like 5 times faster than I can.
Yeah.
So then somebody at actually one of the guys at Defenders told me about AGDQ, and that's where I first started looking into speedruns. But ever since then, like 90% of what I watch on YouTube is something having to do with speedrunning.
Yeah.
And personally, I don't have the, what do you call it, the fine motor skills to be a speedrunner.
Yeah.
Like, I can learn some of these tricks, but I'll never be like so consistent at them that I could do it on I don't know. Maybe I'm just short selling myself or whatever. But
Nah, I feel you. I mean, you're probably not short selling yourself. I mean, look, these people who are playing at the highest level,
profession. That's
what they do. Plus, I mean, look, there's also the fact that a lot of these people, they got innate abilities that are beyond what normal human beings have.
Well, and somebody like Super Mario 3 streamer that I watch, he's held several records in Super Mario 3.
Mm-hmm.
Grand Pooh Bear.
Uh-huh.
He's just like your typical like snowboarder type guy.
Okay.
He's like the cool dude,
Right.
And he got into speedrunning after he like broke his back snowboarding. He was like, okay, well, I'm laying in bed all day, so I might as well play Mario 3.
Right.
That's how he got into speedrunning. But he's one of those people, man. It's like when, he's not a Metroid runner, but when this game came out, he decided he was going to start running it, and he got ridiculously good. Shit. I die there all the time. He just got he's really, really good at like picking up the not. I mean, it's muscle memory, but he doesn't have Metroid muscle memory. He has Mario 3 muscle memory. So
right,
which is a completely different type of game.
Yeah,
but within a month of this
doesn't
game
even have a
coming out,
joystick.
he was insanely good at this game already, and it's like, how do you go from being a Mario speedrunner to picking up this game and being insanely good at it within a month?
Some people just got, the kind of motor skills.
Yeah. Like me personally, I can't make my hands always do what I want them to do.
Right.
Like my brain's telling my hands to do one thing, and my hands do a different thing.
Right. Well, the problem, I think, is that sometimes your hands think faster than your brain does.
Yeah.
And then your hands start doing things. And
Well,
you're like, wait, hold on, hands.
That is what
Wait
muscle
a
memory
second.
is. Like, you get good at something.
Yeah, but you get the wrong muscle memory. Like, for example, whenever you're
with you and not really paying attention, I remember where to go and what to do in this game.
Well, you know what I'm saying, though. You get, like, bad muscle memory that's wrong, where you, like, instinctively jump away from a thing when you need to jump towards it.
Like that thing earlier that I was trying to do, that trick that I was trying to do.
Yeah.
I was practicing a day, and I was like, the phrase "practice makes perfect" popped into my head, and then I was like, but imperfect practice makes imperfect, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm constantly failing at this over and over and over, right?
Do you know what's going on in the chat?
I have no idea. We've been getting spam botted the last few times we've spammed.
Yeah. I'm wondering if there's some sort of like Russian money laundering scheme somehow happening in chat.
Right.
Have you heard about that? The money laundering super chat schemes that have been going on, where nobody, like complete nobody Twitch streamers are getting huge amounts of super chats, and then they're using that as a method of funneling money, of like laundering money.
How?
Because the streamer is in on it. So so you get some streamer starts up a Twitch account, and then the Russian mafia or whatever super chats a bunch of money through a bunch of fake accounts.
Wow.
And then they collect that money on the other end, and the streamer gets a cut.
Right. That's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, there's some sort of communication happening here with these with these accounts that are on here right now, and I don't know what it is, but there's a code language being sent here.
Yep.
Very strange. Wonder how we get rid of this problem.
I don't know. We could just ban them.
Well, but it's different people. It's different accounts each time. What's weird is that they have names, they look like real names, right?
Well, it could just be Hubdi doesn't.
Well, that doesn't look like a real name, but the other ones look like they could be real names. I could imagine there being a Major Sammy around.
I'm sure that there is some kind of random name generator that you can.
I could see there being an Anton's Ricardo,
yeah,
around. These seem like people that could exist. There was a thing a while ago with YouTube accounts where they were spoofing real accounts. Like they'd somehow scrape comment sections of real account names and then make fake duplicates of them that have the same name somehow, and then using those to bot comments so that you would see I don't know, it would seem like they were real people and real accounts.
Right.
There's a bunch of weird stuff going on, but I don't know what the utility of this is.
I don't know.
It's what does this accomplish?
Well, instead of using WhatsApp to send weird codes that the government can't trace, they use some random YouTube streamer's chat.
I guess that's a good point. If there's if this is some sort of secret mafia communication that's happening right now, right? Where they're communicating instructions to each other, but they're trying to do it in a way that's not decipherable or traceable as communication between two people, then this would be a way to do it. I mean, how is the government ever gonna dig through and figure out that a YouTube chat in a live stream is where communication about something was actually happening?
That's true.
Because, I mean, where's that message history between these two users?
Right.
You know?
Yep.
Interesting. And then you look at it and it's just gobbledygook.
Yeah. Interesting.
Well, if the FBI is watching, I'm sure you got something going on here you might want to look into. And we know the FBI is watching. The FBI is always watching.
They're always watching.
Because they love speedruns.
they're big Metroid fans.
Ooh, still redirecting flow.
Yeah, you do that throughout the game.
Well, no, I mean, I feel like that you kind of stop redirecting flow.
Yeah, there is a point where you stop.
You know, and then you just don't even think about it anymore. And then you go, oh, didn't we have to redirect the flow at one point? So, grapple beam, have you gotten good at that? Grappling with the grapple beam?
I'm better than I was.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be able to show you tonight because everything I've thought that I could do, I couldn't do after.
So what you're telling me is that we're not on world record pace right now?
No. I had a pretty good feeling that once I was sitting here talking to you while playing, it wasn't going to be as great as my other ones. But 2 hours, 34 minutes in-game time is the time to beat, so we'll see where I am at the end.
Yeah. Well, you don't think you can complete a run tonight?
Oh, definitely. I'm just saying that, it's not as smooth or fluid as some of the ones I've done lately.
Well, what does that have to do with the grapple beam?
Oh, I'm just saying that once I grab the grapple beam and start doing grapple stuff, it might not look as pretty as I'm expecting it to.
Okay. I gotcha. Because you're just generally not...
Yeah, I'm just...
not performing at the peak of what your abilities are.
Right. Because I'm a little distracted, and also, I guess, being on stream makes me more self-conscious
Very
about
nervous.
what I'm doing.
Super nervous.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not nervous.
Because of all of the bots that are watching.
But I am, like, more self-conscious. Like, I've got this trick coming out. I gotta do this and this and this, where I don't need to think about it. I just need to go do it, and then that's... Yeah. Which, I mean, overall, it's been a pretty decent run. The only thing that's lost me a lot of time was the death to the Emmy. And botching the first trick that I was trying to show you, which caused me to have to fight the broken enemy. Mm-hmm. Everything else has been going pretty good.
Okay, so I had a return that I sent to send back to Amazon, right?
Mm-hmm.
And on Amazon it says return by February 1st, right? And I'm a putter offer type, you know.
Yeah.
So I was like, whatever, I'll get this taken care of. Then today, I get a notice from my credit card that a charge has been charged by Amazon. I'm like,
real quick, check out this crate back. Come on, dude. Give me the steps. That wasn't smooth.
I remember Kraid fight.
You remember it going by like this?
Yeah. This was pretty much how it went, I think.
That's it.
Yeah. Kraid's really gross in this game.
He really is. Okay, credit card, Amazon.
Oh yeah, so I got a charge from Amazon. I was like, well, I don't know what this is. And then I go look at my email, and my email says, due to the fact that you haven't returned your thing yet, we've gone ahead and charged you for it. And I'm like, wait,
what?
It says February 1st. What the fuck? We've gone ahead and charged you full price for the return because, because I got a replacement, right?
Yeah.
This was for my vacuum.
Uh-huh.
You know, so I got a replacement sent, and they charged me for the replacement, even though I had till February 1st to return it.
Right.
So I went ahead and dropped it, and I went and took it over to UPS today. But I was just like, what? Why?
Yeah.
Why would you charge me for it well before the
so they're
cutoff?
gonna refund you for it? Then?
I guess so, but they've never done this to me before.
Yeah.
I often kind of wait until the last day
Right.
to send stuff back to Amazon. And they've never done this to me, but for some reason this time they were like, we're gonna go ahead and just charge you preemptively. I'm like, what are you doing, Amazon?
Maybe they're doing that with all their returns right now because they're trying to hit some kind of like end of the fiscal year quota or something.
Well, the thing that irks me about it is, I mean, it doesn't bother me because you know that kind of stuff doesn't bother.
Right.
It doesn't affect me. But I could see a normal person who's not me being overdrawn on their account and completely fucked by that.
Right.
And that's not exactly cool. I don't see how that, I don't see how that's supposed to be practical and okay for them to do.
Yeah.
Willy-nilly.
I don't see that being a very popular move.
No. If you give somebody a return date, I mean, it said specifically on their return, it must be returned by February 1st, or we will charge you full price for the replacement item.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, that seems like an agreement, right? That seems like we've got an agreement as like terms of the return, right?
Right.
So, I don't know. But I could see an earlier version of myself from back whenever I had like actual money constraints being really pissed off about that and having an overdrawn account.
Right.
I mean, there was a time. There was a time whenever I lived paycheck to paycheck, you know?
Yep.
And a lot of people do.
I momentarily forgot where I was going. But I saved it. That's all that matters, right?
Yeah, I'm sure you're still on world record pace.
Yeah. Because I was on that.
This game's not very well optimized yet, you know?
Yeah.
Pretty much anybody can get the world record at this point. You gotta love, I mean, that's a thing that I like whenever I watch summoning salt videos and stuff. Whenever like some new tech is found that completely breaks all of the pre-existing runs, and so everybody ties. There's like 20 people who tie the world record all of a sudden because the new tech like hasn't been optimized yet, but it totally makes the previous record completely irrelevant.
Yep.
That's fun.
Oh yeah, this game is still new, so they're probably going to find multiple new game-breaking glitches and sequence breaks and stuff.
Did you say you know what the current time is, roughly?
Like an hour 15 or somewhere around there.
Okay.
I don't know the exact time, but somewhere around there. I mean, I nothing that I'll ever be able to do.
I wonder what it'll get down
God,
to.
what's happening with the frame rate here?
I don't know. Just one of those things. I mean, look, the Switch is just basically a smartphone from, 5 or 6 years ago.
Right, but I haven't had these issues lately.
Well, my Switch, but Jeremy, you gotta consider that this game is running on cartridge on my Switch, which may have some effect on certain things. Like, if there's any kind of streaming that happens off of the cartridge, that could conceivably... Because, like, you know, you have loading screens for loading new areas, but it's also possible that they stream certain assets and stuff off of the cartridge as well while you're in a level.
Right. In
which case, cartridge may be slower. Or
see, that's the first boss. We didn't notice that the first time.
What are they doing to it?
You know, Flappy Bird boss. That's him. After they've
done
modifications
they do a bunch of mods. Yeah. Okay, all right. Well, that's
really
cool.
Really cool. There's a lot of cool details like that in this game too.
Yeah, but who's doing this? Is it the Emmys or like what?
I guess
is it Birdbeat?
Birdbeat, maybe. Anyway, but yes, I get what you're saying. I think that could be the difference in. I think most speedrunners run on digital.
I would assume that would probably be the preferred way.
Yeah.
Because it probably doesn't have it probably doesn't have noticeable differences to the average player, but there are probably speed advantages to the digital version versus the cartridge version.
Right.
Like, the loading times probably feel the same, but they may be a few seconds shorter.
They might be. But they are, like, a solid 30 seconds. I mean, they're
not good.
This is my bathroom break. I will go to the bathroom and come back as she's stepping off the elevator.
I don't understand why we still have loading times ever in any game. I really don't get it.
I don't know.
It's so weird. You got open world games that don't have any loading times because they stream the world assets in real time.
Yeah.
And what I want to understand is why every game, as soon as that was figured out, streaming assets in real time and basically not needing to have loading times for those types of games, why don't all game engines use a similar asset streaming capability?
Right.
Like that and avoid loading times entirely. It's annoying that we're still living in a world where you got loading times.
Right.
I mean, if Mega Man X Corrupted can...
Right. Dude, I want that game to come out so bad. God. Have you seen the intro stage?
You showed it to me.
Did I show it to you? It looks so good.
It was a few months ago that you...
Yeah. It came out a year ago. That was like the big preview for the game a year ago when we thought the game might be like making progress on coming out, but now the game's never coming out.
Well, he's probably got another like 10 or 15 years of development in there, and then it'll be ready to go.
Yep. Just 10 or 15 more years and we'll have it.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? Here's what I think will happen, okay? Give him like 10 more years of development. Alright, it's about ready, okay? It's almost ready to go. Basically, he's like, just doing some final tweaks. I think I'll have it ready to release in a month.
Yeah.
Then Capcom sends him a cease and desist order. And
that is, you know what? I was thinking that like 2 days ago.
Yeah.
I was like, it would just, because I was watching a bunch of videos from a retrospective of Mega Man X.
Yeah.
Just kind of going like a review of all the Mega Man X games. And he mentioned some really promising Mega Man X projects. And Corrupted was like the top of his list.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, I can see with the success, or with Capcom seeing success from like bringing back their old franchises, like what they did with Mega Man 11. For them to decide at some point to do a Mega Man X reboot, revival, and send JKB Games his cease and desist.
Yeah.
Which would just be, just like a video game company, to be honest.
Yeah.
But they're not Nintendo, though, so...
Fan projects are always in danger, though.
Yeah.
There's always danger there. It's,
I know, but for a dead franchise that Capcom hasn't given any love to since he started his project 20 years ago...
Yeah. I know. But, there was all the Chrono Trigger. There was the Chrono Trigger remake that was being done by fans, and Square Enix hasn't done anything with Chrono Trigger since 1996 or whatever, when Chrono Cross came out. That was the last time the Chrono franchise had anything going on, and Capcom cease and desisted
for the Crimson Tides or whatever.
Yeah, well, they did the Crimson Echoes, I think is what it's called. They cease and desisted that project. They did a cease and desist for the Chrono Resurrection 3D like full 3D remake that was being made back in like 2006 or whatever.
Why do they care? They're not making any money off of this franchise anyway, so why do they care at all?
I don't know.
If anything, they should take that as a cue that people want more Chrono.
Well, it turns out that the Chrono Resurrection one was cease and desisted like 2 years prior to when they released the DS version of Chrono Trigger. So that's the theory on that it was the DS release that they were concerned about. But I still don't get how that kind of fan project has any effect on the release of the DS port of the game. You know, the DS port of the game would be filling a specific use case, which is people who want to play Chrono Trigger on mobile.
Right.
A PC full 3D remake of the game that you play on your computer is not going to fill the same role, right?
That's true.
And so it's not like
it wasn't a remake; it was just a re-release.
Yeah, it was just the DS release. Well, no, hold on now. It did have the crappy PS1 anime cutscenes integrated into it.
Great.
So you know, that's pretty good.
Mm-hmm. So then it's just the PS1 version of Chrono Trigger.
Well, yes. No, I think it had like an extra ending added to it as well, or something. There were some extra features, but that's all.
Yeah. Wow.
No, it was the same game.
Wait, an extra ending for a game that already has like 17 endings?
Yeah, there were some like minor extra thing that was included on the DS version. But I've heard the DS version is a pretty good way to play Chrono Trigger, but you know, I just prefer to play I don't like portable. I don't like the DS. I think the DS is a piece of shit.
Yeah.
It's only good for one thing, and that's Owendan.
Yeah. Fucking hell.
That Emmy is spazzing out. Something fierce.
This is the speed booster one.
Yeah.
So he's extra fast.
Makes sense.
Just got to get away from him.
Yeah. You can't beat playing Chrono Trigger on a real SNES on a real Chrono Trigger cartridge.
Right.
It's just the best experience. Play it on an EverDrive or something, it's just not the same.
Right.
Because you got that EverDrive menu you got to go through before you get to the game, and it just completely ruins the entire feel.
Right. Yeah, that's game ruined.
You know, I'm joking a little bit, but I'm kind of serious though. There is something. I don't know. It's a very small thing. It's a very small, almost intangible thing.
Think that's true for all SNES games, or just Chrono Trigger?
No, I think that's true for all games. Then whenever you play them through some sort of unofficial flash cart or something like that, there is something inauthentic about the experience that really does, in a small way, change your experience playing the game.
Right.
Just a tiny bit of loss there.
Yeah.
That's why I ended up losing my Final Fantasy VI save to a dying cartridge save battery instead of having just played it on my on my EverDrive.
You know, I haven't gone back and played any battery backed up battery backup in SNES games in a while. I wonder how well they're holding up. Yeah,
they may not be anymore. I've had a lot of them die recently. My Chrono Trigger cartridge that I beat a couple of years ago, that save's gone.
Is it really?
Yeah, I popped that cartridge in like last year, and there are no saves on it. And I'm like, well, I beat this game. I was going to do a New Game Plus, because I've never done a Chrono Trigger New Game Plus.
Yeah.
But I popped that cartridge in, and there were no save files on it. And I was like, oh, man. It's funny, that most recent time I played Chrono Trigger all the way through, I was working on a SNES.
Uh-huh.
I was, at one point I had a big pile of SNESes that I got from eBay for dirt cheap.
Uh-huh.
Like a lot of 20 SNESes that were supposed to be untested, broken as is.
Uh-huh.
And I repaired a bunch of them. I ended up repairing 15 of them, and then scrounging parts from the ones that couldn't be repaired to repair the 15 that I had. And I popped in Chrono Trigger just to test one of the SNESes after I finished doing a repair, and I just kept playing, until I beat the game.
Yeah.
It was over the course of 2 days or something that I played through the entire game, and I was like, wow, I wasn't intending to do that, but man, I love Chrono Trigger. What had happened was I popped the cartridge in, and I was goofing around. I was goofing around in the Millennial Fair, and I kept on fighting Goro or whatever. Yeah, Gato. I kept fighting him. Yeah. And I kept fighting him over and over again and getting more and more and more points. Silver points. And then I realized that if I fought him for a half hour or something, I'd have enough silver points to buy the way leveled up sword that's available there. So I did. I bought the sword, and dude, the early game when you have that sword is just you just slice through everything like a hot knife through butter.
That's cool.
It's so easy. That early game is just piss easy whenever you have that sword. And I was just having a blast, so I just kept playing it until I beat the game. I love Chrono Trigger. It's probably my all-time favorite game.
All-time favorite game?
Yeah.
Wow.
I think so.
That's I was gonna say maybe RPG, but
well, I don't know. It's definitely my all-time favorite RPG, but it's probably my all-time favorite game.
Yeah.
It occupies a really warm, fuzzy spot in my heart.
I need to go back and play it again. It's been a long time.
It's perfect.
Yeah.
It's perfect. It ticks all the boxes for me in terms of the aesthetic of the game and the setting and just everything about it.
Battles.
And then no random battles. It's true. But the aesthetic of the game is just so spot on perfect for me.
Yeah.
It really hits me. It really hits me in a spot that really no other game does.
Right.
Going to the entire world aesthetic of shit. I'm spacing out on what it's called. The Sky City. What's the Sky City?
Oh, if you hadn't said that you were spacing out, I would.
You would have just remembered it. Yeah.
Epsilon. No, what is it called?
It's not Epsilon. It's freaking Zeal.
Zeal, that's it. Yeah.
Zeal is my favorite place in any game.
Yeah.
The style of the art.
Yeah.
The world, the tiles and backgrounds and everything are so cool. They hit a spot in my brain that is better than anything else. I don't know why.
Phenomenal game.
I love it. I love the aesthetic of that game. It's it brings back this, I don't know, you may not feel this because this time period was actually your time period, but for me it brings back this feeling of nostalgia for a time that I didn't really experience.
Right, yeah.
It's like a nostalgia for an imagined nostalgia for a time that I didn't really experience.
Right.
But I can imagine experiencing.
Yeah.
And there's magic in that.
I'll tell you a game that I have those kind of feelings for, sort of, and it was a game of my era. It's about the same time of Chrono Trigger, but it's a game I never played when I was a kid, and that was Earthbound. Mm-hmm. Because I was like, I'm 32, 33 years old, discovering this game for the first time, and I'm like, what the hell was I missing out on when I was a kid? Yeah. Like, this would have been my favorite game as a kid. Like, it had all the 90s pop culture humor and stuff that you wanted, that I would have wanted to see back then.
Right.
And it's still, to this day, it's just so charming and amazing. It's just a fantastic game.
Yeah. I gotta play it. I really do.
You gotta
need to.
play
It's
it.
just...
I mean, if you would love it probably as much as Chrono Trigger for different reasons.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Chrono Trigger's entrenched. You know how things get... You know how things can just get, like, embedded into your brain, and you just can't... Once something is entrenched in a place in your mind, you just can't... Nothing can stop that.
Right.
And I think that Chrono Trigger is entrenched in that special part of my mind.
Right.
That I don't think I'll ever be able to accept anything as being as good as Chrono Trigger.
No, I get you. But,
I may be totally misguided. If somebody probably could put together there's probably some YouTube video out there that proves mathematically that Chrono Trigger sucks. It doesn't matter.
Oh, check this out if I can do it.
Was that it?
Oh, no. You remember that thing that was so hard to do?
Yeah.
You can do that. You can do that, like, without even dropping down here. Ah, shit. I am actually better at this than the first time we did it.
I remember it being, when you did pull it off, it being like... I remember when you did pull it off, it being like kind of like anticlimactic in a way, because you struggled for so long,
mm-hmm.
and then it just ended up not actually being that hard.
Well, it is. The timing is really tight.
Mm-hmm.
Because you bomb. First of all, you have the time limit of the shine spark itself.
Right.
But then you have to bomb, and then as soon as the bomb blows up, you have to unmorph, then hit jump, then hit left or right. Yeah. And you have to do all of that in the exact order, in that exact time frame. And you've got, from the time the bomb blows up, you have like 10 milliseconds before.
Well, I remember the whole thing where we were like working out different strategies of how to like pre-blow up the blocks, and then run out and try to reset the room or get back in before
there's
the
another
room
shine
is
spark that's equally as tough, and that was
but then you just did it one of those times, and I was like, wait a second. And none of those strategies we were trying to work out was actually what did it. You just did it faster. Right. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, it was kind of disappointing.
Well, the one
I mean, good on you for doing it, but I'm just saying.
The other one that we struggled with a lot, and then it ended up not doing what I thought it would do. It actually does do what we thought it would do. I just wasn't doing the right thing the day that we did it. So you're going to see something cool. You remember that crazy boss with the little bombs that he... You know the little red guys with the claws, the little crab guys? Remember the boss that you like kill one of those and they transforms, and you kill another one and it transforms into
Crab Battle.
Crab Battle. Remember how tough that was?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I now fight that guy like way, way earlier than you're intended to.
Oh yeah? Is it hard?
No. No, it is not. None of the bosses in this game give me trouble anymore.
Have you ever seen Crab Battle? You know Crab Battle, right?
No, I guess so.
Oh man, Crab Battle. That's a classic. That's a classic meme.
Yeah.
I have to pull that up for you later.
Okay.
It's a Metal Gear Solid meme about Solid Snake getting into a fight with a crab.
Oh, okay.
Crab Battle.
Infinite ammo.
Infinite ammo. That's a great line. Metal Gear Solid 2 is a game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like it, but a lot of people do, but then a lot of people don't also.
Yeah.
No, I don't know, man. It's not that I don't like it. It's just that it's not anywhere near as good as Metal Gear Solid 1 or 3.
Yeah.
So it kind of suffers because of that. Hideo was trying to do a thing.
Yeah.
He did it. He did the thing he was trying to do. I just don't like it.
Well,
it's not a bad game. It just pales in comparison to its siblings.
So, are those games like overly cinematic, theatrical?
Is that a joke?
I don't know anything about them. I've never played.
Oh, well, they're famous for like 45-minute cutscenes.
Okay, all right. So there's no chance of ever playing those on stream. Huh?
No, not at all. I mean, you could, but it would be a stream of where we're like, all right, we're going to play some Metal Gear Solid, and then we play for 5 minutes, then watch a 30-minute cutscene, then play for 5 more minutes and watch a 20-minute cutscene. And then the stream's over.
Right.
They wouldn't be good streaming games unless you were skipping cutscenes, but then if you're skipping cutscenes, I mean, what are you doing?
The point?
What are you doing? Metal Gear Solid's all about the story. It's a very story-focused game.
Gotcha.
Metal Gear Solid 5 we could play, because Metal Gear Solid 5's story doesn't matter.
All right.
The game is awesome. I love Metal Gear Solid 5 for the gameplay, but the story sucked.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it sucked. And also the game kind of sucks, too. But it's great. It's one of those things... Have you ever played a game, Jeremy, where like the mechanics are like on point, but the way that the game is like structured is bad? So I'll give you an example of what's wrong with Metal Gear Solid 5 and see if you can make any sense of like an experience you've had that's like...
Hang on. You gotta watch this.
Okay. Is this the water guy?
This is Droiga.
Water guy.
Yeah.
Okay. Here we go. Right. Uh-huh. Yeah. Okay. Mm-hmm.
Oh, shit. I'm trying to flash shift in the water.
Okay. Uh-huh. He seems a little upset.
Oh, shit. Alright.
Oh, wow, those little projectiles get... Why do they even give you the platform across? That's a red herring. The platform.
Oh yeah, you just
across,
need to...
because that tricks you into thinking that that's how you need to do it. When
you have to get up there and then you can just flash shift across.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, in reality, flash shifting should have been the way that they directed you to fight this boss.
Well, that's it.
Wow,
that was that guy.
That's great.
Anyway, what were you saying? Have I ever played a game that...
Okay. Played a game where like the game mechanics are like on point, but something else about the way the game is structured makes the game annoying to play.
I'd have to think about that.
I'll give you an example of what it is. I'll tell you what's wrong with Metal Gear Solid 5.
Okay.
Metal Gear Solid 5 is needlessly an open world game when it should have been not an open world game. It should have been a linear game.
Oh, okay.
And so what ends up happening is in Metal Gear Solid 5,
you get lost.
No, you don't get lost. You get told to do like busy work all the time.
Yeah.
So the actual feel of the game, like running around, stealthing, all the tools you have at your disposal to do missions feel incredible. Like playing the game is incredible, but all of the Snake, we need you. We got a contract. Then we need you to go rescue some guy from this base. And this is basically the same mission you've done 27 times already. But we need you to basically do this same mission again because we need busy work to fill out this open world situation that we're in here.
Yeah.
And so the game is really tedious because you repeat the same basic mission structure like 20 or 30 times throughout the game because they couldn't come up with enough unique missions to fill out an open world game. And if the game had just been a linear game that had, you know, I mean, you could have still had a bunch of different settings for the different things to happen,
right?
For the storyline to happen, but they wanted to make an open world game, and they didn't have enough ideas for side missions and stuff to actually do it. So they just repeat a bunch of missions over and over again.
Gotcha.
And it's super frustrating because you have to do them. You have to meet a certain quota of side missions before it will let you proceed in the actual storyline of the game.
Yeah, that seems tedious.
It sucks. And it's so terrible because the actual game, like the actual gameplay mechanics, moment to moment, are incredible in that game. It's one of the best feeling games I've ever played. It's mechanically absolutely the best Metal Gear Solid by far.
Yeah.
It's so much better than the other Metal Gear Solids that it's kind of hard to play them after you know how that goes?
Yeah.
Have you ever played a game where the mechanics, like, it feels so good to play that it becomes hard to go back?
Yeah.
Is that this game?
Yeah. Yeah, because I love Super Metroid so much, but this game is so good. It just feels so good to play.
Yeah.
And here's the thing, you know, one of my big gripes were how much it funnels you in one direction or the other.
Yeah.
But after you've memorized the game, like,
it doesn't really matter anymore because you're going to follow a path anyway. You're not out here exploring this world anyway.
Right.
You're trying to find the most optimal path through it.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, man. This game uses the joystick, though. Isn't that kind of weird?
I'm getting used to it, but it still is weird. Like those tricks I was trying to pull off earlier, I was thinking if I could use the D-pad, I could more accurately do what I want to do because I'm more used to a 2D side scroller with the D-pad.
Right. So imagine Jeremy, imagine my situation here. Okay, you're playing Metroid Dread, let's say. Mm-hmm. It's got all these great gameplay mechanics. The game feels amazing.
Yeah.
But there's something else about it that makes it shit and you don't want to play it because you hate that thing about it, but you also think about it when you try to go play Super Metroid and you're like, oh man, but Super Metroid plays terribly compared to this.
Right.
You can imagine the predicament.
Yeah.
If Metal Gear Solid 3 was ported into the Metal Gear Solid 5 engine, and you had all the gameplay mechanics of 5 in the setting and storyline of 3, it would be the greatest game ever made.
Right. Well, maybe Hideo and Konami will just get right on that.
Yeah, I'm so sure. I'm so sure. Oh man, that'd be incredible. We should get a fan project going, okay?
Yeah.
I want Metal Gear Solid 3 to be ported to the MGS5 engine. That would actually work pretty well too. The MGS5 engine, the open world setting for Metal Gear Solid 5 and the capabilities of the engine would be perfect for Metal Gear Solid 3.
Yeah.
Because Metal Gear Solid 3 is not an open world game. Mm-hmm. But it is a large environment, out in the open, out in the wilderness type game. So you're in a jungle the whole time.
Sneaking through warehouses and shit.
Yeah, Metal Gear Solid, like MGS 1 and 2, are very enclosed games. Metal Gear Solid 3 is, like I said, not open world, but it's a very open environment. So the MGS 5 engine would be really good at doing that, like recreating MGS 3.
Right.
Because it's obviously capable of doing large open environments.
Yeah.
Be perfect. And I would love to see it. Because Metal Gear Solid 3 is my favorite Metal Gear Solid game.
Yeah.
It's a normie opinion, but it's undeniable. MGS3's the best one.
Dude, I can't tell you which one's my favorite one. I mean, they're all the games I haven't played.
That's true. But MGS3 is broadly considered to be the best one, and it's because it is the best one.
Yeah.
Has the best storyline, has the best Snake.
Yeah.
I love Snake, okay? Love Solid Snake, but man, Big Boss is the best. I mean, what I meant to say was Naked Snake. Naked Snake is the best Snake.
Naked Snake?
Yeah.
Is that what
that's his code name? Ah. Well, Solid Snake's code name is Solid Snake.
Right.
It's not his real name.
Oh,
His name is not actually Solid Snake.
Right.
But
no, it's not.
No.
He's not a Solid Snake.
No. And Liquid Snake is not actually named Liquid Snake either.
Well, that's a big letdown.
Yeah, I know. And Gaseous Snake.
What about Raiden? Is that his name?
No.
Oh.
His name's Jack.
Oh. Well, what's Solid Snake's name?
Solid Snake's name is not disclosed.
Yeah?
I don't think so. It's not important.
They're all clones of each other, right?
Or
somebody.
Solid Snake and Liquid Snake are clones of Big Boss.
Oh, okay.
So Metal Gear Solid 3 takes place in the 1960s.
Mm-hmm.
And it follows Big Boss, codename Naked Snake, back before he was Big Boss.
I see.
He's just a CIA operative, or not really, not CIA, but you know the equivalent, the video game made up
CIA. Yeah.
CIA. He's a member of Fox, which is a covert operations U.S. government thing.
Yeah.
And yeah. So anyway, but his genes are used as the cloning basis for
the snakes,
Solid and Liquid Snake.
Gotcha.
And Solidus, but that's a secret.
Okay.
You shouldn't know that.
Well, thanks. You just spoiled these games that I'm definitely going to play.
I'm just kidding. It doesn't matter that you know that there is a Solidus Snake. What matters is who Solidus Snake actually is. Gotcha. And that I'm not going to tell you. But who cares? That's all Metal Gear Solid 2 stuff anyway. No one cares about Metal Gear Solid 2.
So is Psycho Mantis in 1?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Metal Gear Solid 1 has the most iconic bosses.
Yeah.
It has Psycho Mantis. It has Revolver Ocelot.
Mm-hmm.
It has Vulcan Raven. Vulcan Raven's probably the least famous out of the MGS1 bosses, but well, I don't know. Maybe Sniper. No, Sniper. People know Sniper Wolf. It's probably Vulcan Raven, but I love Vulcan Raven. He's great. He's a gigantic, like 8-foot tall, hulking, super, ultra, ridiculously oversized Indian man.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
right, Native American.
Yeah, like an Indian.
Yeah. Well, I don't know.
Well, we're American.
Different Indians.
No, it's America.
Okay.
You know, his name is Vulcan Raven. Okay, that's not some.
Yeah, that's true.
That's not some. That's not
I don't
some.
know. There's some weird ass names in Metal Gear Solid.
When he was born, there was a Vulcan cannon and a Raven, and his parents were like, "You will be Vulcan Raven."
Yeah. Well,
yeah, that's how it happened.
I just, I thought that Solid Snake was a Native American.
Well, you know
they saw a rock and a snake, and they were like, Solid Snake.
And then they saw some water and a snake, and they were like, Liquid Snake.
Yeah. By the way, this Emmy is blind. He can freeze you, but he can't see you.
Oh.
So, like, as you're... Like, you never actually sound his alarm.
Oh.
It's crazy, huh?
Huh.
All the little weird details in this game that you don't pick up on your first playthrough.
It's weird that you don't realize this kind of stuff when you're slow playing the game.
Right?
Why is that?
I mean, because his little, his scope that catches you, that normally would sound the alarm, it freezes you.
And you're freaking out and running away, but you don't realize.
He doesn't see where you are. He's just wandering around aimlessly until he bumps into you. Right.
Okay. Ugh. We should play Metal Gear Solid just not on stream sometime. Just like you just come over and we'll just play some Metal Gear Solid.
That sounds fine.
I mean, I doubt you'll ever play Metal Gear Solid.
Played on stream. Nobody watches this stream, Caleb. So, like,
well, that's true.
I'm just saying, like, is it going to ruin anyone's experience if we're playing Metal Gear Solid on stream?
I don't know, we might get copy struck.
Yeah.
If we play Metal Gear Solid, just because of like long cutscenes.
Yeah, you think so?
I mean,
who's going to copy strike us? Konami doesn't even exist anymore.
No, they exist. They make pachinko machines.
Right? So they're watching for Metal Gear Solid 1.
Well, they might have a Metal Gear Solid 1 pachinko machine that they're working on.
That's true.
I don't know. They did a Metal Gear Solid 3 pachinko machine.
And Psycho Manus pops up and he's like, "You'd like to play pachinko."
Aw, man, if we play Metal Gear Solid, I will have a memory card that has a Castlevania save on it. So he's going to say, "You like to play Castlevania." That's the classic.
Yeah.
Oh, man. I've never had that experience because whenever I've played Metal Gear Solid in the past, did I have a Symphony of the Night save.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, spoiler alert, the storm missile completely destroys these guys.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. You know all that mashing we did on these guys after we had the storm missiles?
Yeah.
We should have just been using that.
Didn't we figure that out?
Probably like
at the end when we were fighting the final boss version of this.
Yeah, probably at the very end, but like that is the dominant strategy for these guys.
Yeah. But mashing is fun though. I mean it's
hard, fun,
but it's like it makes you feel like you're really doing it, you know?
Yeah. That's true.
There's a psychological factor to mashing.
It is more be discounted. Fun, but it's way faster with the storm missile. Shit.
Man, movement. You really can chain some movement together. I feel like we didn't. When we were playing it, we weren't really optimizing our movement capabilities, like forgetting that the flash shift even existed for like half of the game.
Yeah, I mean, my movement's a lot cleaner than the first time we played it for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Like flash shift usage is definitely top of mind.
Well, I mean, flash shift it's such a powerful thing that you just lose track of easily if you're playing the game and you're not, trying to optimize. Because you get these other movement options that feel like they supersede it, but they don't.
Right. Like Speed Booster is not better than Flash.
Well, an infinite space jump is not a viable way of moving around long distances because it's so slow.
Right.
And so prone to timing mistakes that cause you to lose it and then fall to your death.
Right.
Or to your frustration.
Yep.
Fall to your frustration. That's a lot of what happens around here. I should realize there was like boss fights that we were in where we needed the ability to jump over them quickly, but we were both just sitting there space jumping around, and it's like we have flash shift. That's what it's for.
Right. This Emmy spawns in 2 different places, and he did not spawn in the best spot for me, so I had to do a little dance around him.
I see.
Normally he spawns out this door that I'm standing next to, but occasionally he spawns in a different spot, and it makes it really frustrating trying to figure out which spot he's going to come from so that you know which route to take around the room.
Right.
Alright, well, we're getting there, man.
So, it's weird, but I think there's like a cipher being transmitted in the chat.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you look at it, it's each one of these replies past the first one, which is like an activation signal or something.
Uh-huh.
Each one after it is like a different a variation or like sequence of the previous one with new letters added in.
Yeah.
And I feel like there's a code being transmitted to someone.
Yeah.
Using this.
It's weird.
This is probably something that could be broken down mathematically and converted into some sort of cipher to decipher some sort of other thing. But what is it? What are the Russians doing here?
I have no idea.
What are they doing? Are they hacking the election? Is that what's happening right now? Is the 2022 election being hacked right now by the Russians?
New information shows that Russians are using YouTube video game streams to hack the 20. Yeah.
I don't know how this hacks the 2022 election, but it is somehow. They're using
probably Donald Trump.
Russian hackers are using RNG manipulation in real life to manipulate real life's RNG and allow them to hack the voting machines.
What the hell is happening here?
What?
It wouldn't. I had a Shine Spark charge and I was hitting jump and it wouldn't activate the Shine Spark. I was just bouncing around in my ball here. So this is that one we had a lot of trouble with that one time.
Yeah.
And remember we didn't get out of this?
Uh-huh.
You just have to hold diagonally right and up.
Does that sequence break something big here? How big of a sequence break is that?
Well, this is where you fight that one boss to get the cross bombs, and that's like that's like the second to last boss.
Is that a sequence break that Nintendo intended to be in there?
I'm thinking yes, because
that's an obvious way for you to break this sequence.
But you can get yourself soft locked here if you don't know the tricks to get out.
Oh, really?
So, like, while yes, I'm sure it is an intentional sequence break, at the same time, like, an unskilled player would be stuck here.
Right.
But, no, never mind. Forget that. You have to be a skilled player to get here, so forget what I just said.
Right.
You have to know how to do that crazy Shine Spark that I just did to be able to get to this spot. You wouldn't accidentally get stuck here. Alright, so here's that boss that was so troublesome for us that one time. Remember that undodgeable pattern? You just come over here.
Ah, okay. I see.
That undodgeable pattern we died to so many times.
Yeah. Well, it seems to be kind of room filling, but there is a dead zone there where his entire body is.
This one is dodgeable. I just didn't dodge it. Yeah, and that's it. I remember having so much trouble, even on my own playthroughs, fighting that guy, and then just realized, oh, you can just, flash shift across whenever those bombs are coming for you.
Yeah. Alright, what's the super secret strategy to get back out of here? Can't wait to see it.
I mean, it's not a super secret strategy, it's just you have to
You gotta shine spark back into that hole?
No. It's actually easier to get out than it is to get in, to be honest, so. I'm taking back everything I said about getting soft lock here.
Okay.
But, no, from here, after you've beaten the boss... shit. Let me stop talking and get through this, because I don't know what the hell is my problem.
Look, bro, you can stop talking anytime you want.
I'm holding the button. Something is off about what's happening. I'm holding the button for cross bomb, but I'm getting a regular bomb.
Well, maybe you're just getting a little too excited, too quick on the draw there. That's possible.
Yeah, I guess so. Alright, anyway, from here it's super easy to get back out. You just hug this wall, and then you go out. Oh. But you can't jump that high, so you would have to shine spark up there to get, I don't know. It's not game breaking, or it's not game ending.
I see. Well, it's cool that that's a thing, because I thought that was I was thinking that would be an obvious sequence break, but then it didn't seem like it was possible to do it whenever you successfully shine sparked that way.
Right.
So it's nice to know.
I wasn't holding. You have to hold that diagonal while you're going up that hill, or you just roll back down.
Gotcha. In hindsight, it's obvious that was meant to be broken, because why would they put the ramp there? Why would they make it enter into the other space? You gotta
see, that's a clear way out once you fought the boss, to drop down there and hold right, and then you get the missile tank as a reward for rolling into that spot. But the only way in and out of that room outside of what I just did is to have screw attack.
Right.
And we don't have that yet.
Do you skip any power-ups in this run entirely?
No.
Are there power-up skips?
Oh yeah,
in the running.
The fastest people don't get. Shit. I don't have that yet. I'm sitting here talking to you, thinking the fastest guys don't get ice missiles somehow. Or until way later in the game, because you do have to kill the... No, you don't have to kill the enemy. No, they don't get ice missiles. There's 2 bosses that are skipped completely. Which Flappy Bird is one of them, and I wouldn't want to go that route, because that's my favorite boss.
Right.
And then... Droig, that water boss, you can skip it, but it's almost as fast to beat it as it is to skip it, so...
I see. So why not just beat it, you know?
Oh, because it's faster to not.
Oh, well, but you said it's almost the same.
Almost, but not.
Well, maybe you could optimize somewhere else, you know?
Yeah.
Who needs the fastest strategies if you're just way better than everybody else at something else?
Right.
I like the fact that boss is just Flappy Bird. Because that sequence is pretty similar to Flappy Bird, and that's just now it just is.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, the kids know that as the Flappy Bird boss.
I like the fact that they did Flappy Bird in that boss fight. That was a pretty bold move to put Flappy Bird mechanics into a boss fight, but it really works well. It's good.
I mean, that is the intended way to dodge that.
I was really excited that there was Flappy Bird mechanics in this game. Flappy Bird is one of those games that, everybody had Flappy Bird back in the day, right? But then nobody did because they took it off the App Store. Right. And then Flappy Bird, and then you would see
Didn't Nintendo cease and desist Flappy Bird?
No. What? No.
They had the Mario pipes in it.
No. Flappy Bird was a distinctly different game than Mario. Nintendo had no leg to stand on there.
But the green pipes from Mario.
Look, I can see how you might say that there's potential for trademark violation or something, because I'm sure that Nintendo owns a trademark on green pipes.
Yeah, I'm sure that they do.
But no, actually, the guy who made Flappy Bird removed it himself of his own volition.
He just didn't like the game.
Apparently, he was Vietnamese. And he made so much money off of the game that he claims that he felt bad about it and wanted to get rid of it and didn't want to make money off of it anymore.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Wow.
Which, he's
lame
he was just some kid. He was like 14 or something when he made the game.
Yeah.
And he made millions of dollars.
Why did he feel bad though? Is this somebody who doesn't understand capitalism?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I think he felt like that he had gotten rich off of doing nothing really of value.
But yeah, okay, I guess I can see that, but
because Flappy Bird is a totally bullshit game.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. But
I liked it. I liked Flappy Bird. There was a challenge to it and everything, but it was a total bullshit game. It was anybody could have made that game. But here's the thing. Nobody else did make game until he made it.
Yeah.
So
nobody else did.
I can see how you might have. I think this would fall under like imposter syndrome, basically, where you feel like that you have gotten success that you don't really deserve.
Yeah.
I can see how you could feel that way about a game like Flappy Bird because it's such a simple concept.
Right.
And then to become like a multi-millionaire off of it out of nowhere, just because you had the idea to do this super simple concept at exactly the right time in exactly the right market.
Right. Did you ever play that penguin game where you like slide on a hill?
Huh.
That was a lot of fun too. It had various like series of hills. Icy hills, and you would fly way up in the air, and then you'd come down at an angle, and you had to tap the screen just in time to grab the next hill and, optimize the slide so that you could launch yourself higher into the air. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I guess I'm not familiar with that one. I never really played mobile games at all, ever. The only mobile game I ever played was Flappy Bird.
Oh, you gotta be fucking kidding me.
Oh, actually, I played Flappy Bird, but then I also played Piano Tiles.
Oh yeah, I played
that. That was a good one. I loved Piano Tiles, man.
Yeah, that
there
was
a time then when me and the boys at the cell phone repair store.
I think I played Piano Tiles with you. Or like in Indiana. I think you introduced me to that game, maybe.
That makes sense because me and the boys at the cell phone repair shop, we were all about that. We were all about that piano tile lifestyle.
Yeah.
And we were playing piano tiles all the time at the cell phone repair store.
Yeah.
It's pretty sick.
I have gone and forgotten where I'm going, dude, because I'm too distracted.
Oh, sorry.
I remember now. No, I'm actually getting into the conversation about Flappy Bird and piano tiles, and I'm like completely losing my train of thought. It's this way though. Okay,
what's the game that I played?
You can continue now with your thought.
I'm not a mobile game guy. I think playing games on a touchscreen is really annoying. There's very few games that I think mechanically work very well on a touchscreen. Mm-hmm. So I generally don't play games on my phone.
RPGs work.
Do they, though?
I mean, there's no real action to an RPG.
Yeah, but I just don't like controlling things with a touchscreen at all. Period. I hate it.
Balloons works. Tower defense games.
Oh, but I don't like those.
You don't like tower defense games?
No, tower defense games are annoying to me.
Oh, I love tower defense games.
I just think they're annoying. The thing is, they're just repetitive time wasters, and I don't really like wasting my time.
Flappy Bird's a repetitive time waster.
Yes, I know, but the thing about Flappy Bird is that you're like more of an active participant in it. Tower defense games are a lot of like just putting things in places and waiting for stuff to happen. Watching stuff.
There's a lot of strategy to balloons in particular. It's the one where the monkeys throw the darts at the balloons. There's a lot of strategy to placement and like certain upgrades at certain times and places that you like. There is quite a bit of strategy that can be put into that game. It's not just a repetitive time waster.
Yeah. Oh,
not all tower defense games are great. I'll give you that. That's an exceptionally good example, though.
I guess it's not really my jam. But I'll tell you what, though, there is a tower defense game that I like, and that's the VR bow and arrow game. That's a tower defense game, and that's pretty freaking awesome. Yeah, I love that game.
It is pretty awesome.
Oh man, it's such a workout too.
Yeah. Can you imagine if you could put some resistance to that? That would be a real workout.
Yeah, if you had
a fake bow, like a dummy bow.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, I guess you could get probably just get a bow.
Get a real bow and arrow and shoot real arrows at the wall. That's your.
Well, I mean, I'm just thinking, you probably could just get you like a cheapo bow that you could just dry fire, and it wouldn't matter because it's not, I'm guessing, you get like a cheapo compound bow from Walmart or something.
Yeah, you'd have to fire arrows much slower than you do on a regular basis with that game, though. Because I can fire them pretty quick in the VR game.
Yeah, well, that's where the workout comes in.
Yeah.
Good God. Can you imagine the workout if you were pulling an actual bow every time? Holy shit. You'd be rippling. You'd have rippling muscles.
Yep.
You know what probably would make more sense? Well, no, would that make more sense? No, I guess it wouldn't. Well, so what you could probably do is just get some of those resistance bands and attach them to your controllers in some way. So you imagine whenever you're firing the bow, you don't have to let go of the resistance band. You just let go of the trigger if you have it attached to your controllers.
But you would have to switch hands,
and then
even if obviously you're not left-handed, but you would have to use your left hand, or you'd have one really buff.
Well,
arm,
that's the problem.
So buff arm.
That is the problem because left-handed firing a bow is impossible.
Yeah.
It just doesn't work. My brain cannot. I don't know if you've tried left-handing stuff like that, but it is impossible.
Yeah.
It doesn't work. I can't even shoulder a gun properly left-handed because my body does not understand where things are supposed to go in a left-handed configuration. Right. It's wait, with this hand goes where? And this arm is supposed to be where? It does not make sense.
Right.
It's super weird because you would think that you'd be able to translate it, right? Yeah. It's oh, well, I'm not going to be very good at this, but at least I should be able to translate it. But it's impossible. For me, at least. I don't know about you, but I am not ambidextrous. It is impossible for me to...
I can't space jump right now. What's happening?
It's because you're not waiting to the correct part of the arc.
Dude, I have done this 50,000 times.
No, but you're just not waiting for the correct part of the arc, is what it is. I'm hearing the buttons getting pressed over and over again.
Whatever.
That's all it was. Look, it happens to the best of us.
No, seriously, I've never dropped that many space jumps.
It's what happens, man. You drop one space jump and your mind just... Look, I'm telling you, I've been there, okay?
Dropping space jumps?
Yes. You drop one space jump and it just completely fucks with all of your timing. I'm serious.
Yeah.
I've had the same experience where my space jump just doesn't work anymore. But that's not true, though.
Yeah.
That's just the experience that you're having.
This is the 12th run through this game.
No, I understand.
So what's happening right now?
I understand, man. I totally understand. It just happens sometimes, It's like when I'm playing Metal Gear Rising, and sometimes I go to fight a thing or something and do a thing, and then I do a parry, and I just cannot make the parry happen. I'm well, the game's just broken now. It's what's wrong with the game that I can't do this parry? It's well, it turns out that I'm just getting too...
Yeah.
I'm getting too in my head about it, and I can't get the timing right anymore because...
Now, with parries in this game, I will never blame it on the game. It's always my timing.
Yeah.
Like that.
That was great, but you got it. It's just that,
Well, because sometimes these guys will go right away, and sometimes they'll
do a fake out.
Do a fake out, and then kind of hem-haw around. Be am I gonna do it? Am I gonna do it?
Right.
I'm about to come over there.
I'll tell you something I'm not good at is the multi-missile.
Oh, yeah?
I don't know why. I just can't. I have, every time I've tried to do the multi-missile, I just can't seem to get it to lock on to all the things. It seems like it should be super simple, right? You just point it at the thing and it locks on.
That's what you do.
But for whatever reason, I'll do it, sweep it across the entire arc, and then it just doesn't. 3 of them or something. Yeah, why is that?
I don't know.
What causes that? Because I know you've done that too.
I mean, I'm pretty good at chaining some space jumps.
I know, but you're not though. You're dropping a bunch of them there.
Because I needed to.
Yeah, well, that's not what really happened though. Well, look, space jumps can be difficult. They can be easy. They can be, there's lots of different space jumps out there. It is really timing specific, so, it's easy to screw up space jumps.
Yeah. I gotta tell you, man, this part of the game is my least favorite part of the game. This sequence headed toward getting the gravity suit. Yeah. God, this is just so freaking slow. It's so slow.
Well, it's underwater a lot.
Yeah,
that makes it kind of slow.
Yeah, that's the whole reason. It's like, hey, you remember earlier when you were under the water and you hated that? Well, how about 15 minutes of that?
I'm curious why they make underwater levels.
I mean, I get that they wanted to drive home, like, the importance of the gravity suit.
Yeah.
But, good God.
Well, I'm just talking...
That in 5 minutes.
I'm just talking in general. Like, when you're in a game developer room, right? And you're talking to everybody about the game you're going to make.
You know what everybody loves? Water levels. We need to have a good water level.
I just don't understand why. Like, is it that everybody goes, oh, we're going to make the good one? Right. Is that what it is? Because nobody likes water levels. No. And it's not just like a meme, haha.
No, nobody likes water levels.
Nobody likes water levels.
Nobody likes the water temple in Ocarina of Time.
Right. It's a constantly hated thing. And I have to wonder, like, you can't tell me that anybody goes into the brainstorming room and says, hey, I just love water levels. Right. Like, we're gonna do a water level, right? And everybody in the room is like, yeah, we all love water levels too. Let's do one. It's got to be that everybody thinks we're gonna make the good one.
Yeah,
that's the only thing that could ever make sense to me.
Yeah. And then they make the shitty one.
I mean, everybody always makes the shitty one because water levels suck and it's a bad idea.
Mm-hmm. The only time water becomes tolerable in this game and in Super Metroid is when you get the gravity suit and it doesn't matter anymore.
Right.
There are no water physics after you get the gravity suit.
I would much rather the game just make the areas where there's water just inaccessible.
Yeah.
It's like you just can't do anything here. So you gotta go find the power up and then all of a sudden you can traverse that area.
Yeah.
But otherwise it's inaccessible.
Yeah. So
you're not having to deal with it.
Well, a lot of people like the underwater aesthetic, and that's fine if you want to have fish and stuff.
Right.
Have the character going through an aquarium that's a glass ceiling and walls, and you're running around inside the aquarium. But
right. And maybe you can't shoot the ceiling or walls because then it releases the water. Then you're in a water level.
There you go. And but you chose to put yourself in a water level at that point.
If you're good enough, you can avoid. The water level is
the punishment for playing badly.
If you're good enough, you can avoid the water level entirely. See, I think that's a good way to do it for sure.
Now the ice level, though. I can get down with ice physics. Like, a lot of people hate ice levels.
Yeah.
I don't mind ice levels so much. Like, get good, Water levels are slow and cumbersome and annoying.
It really depends on the ice level, though. It does depend. Because there are ice physics that are, just insane. Ridiculous ice physics in certain games that are just terrible.
Insane or realistic? Because you walked out and busted your ass on that. No, I'm kidding.
It's not a good gameplay experience, though.
But it's realistic,
But I don't play my 2D platformers, or 3D platformers for that matter, for their realism, okay? I'm not firing up Super Mario 64 for the realism.
Right?
Alright?
That is the game that came to mind, actually.
Yeah. Because
damn it.
Super Mario 64's ice physics suck.
Hang on. Let me focus on this super easy quick time event, and then we'll talk some more. I listen for the audio cues more than I actually watch for the star. So
gotcha.
When I hear the click is when I tap the button. Anyway, go ahead. Super Mario 64.
Oh, Super Mario 64's ice physics are really frustrating. Okay.
Yeah.
I love Super Mario 64. I know it's kind of jank in a lot of ways, but I still think that in some ways, Super Mario 64's controls are better than any other Mario game. The camera is shit.
Yeah.
That's the most frustrating thing about the game, is the camera. But aside from the camera, I still think that the control, the feel of controlling Mario in Super Mario 64 is better than any other 3D Mario game.
Yeah. I quite like it.
With the possible exception of Galaxy, but I don't know. I still think that 64 feels...
Odyssey feels good to me. You don't agree?
Yeah, it does. It does. Yes, Odyssey does.
Sunshine sucks.
Yeah, Sunshine is baffling.
I'm not even upset that we didn't finish that.
Sunshine is a baffling game. Yeah. I don't understand what happened with Sunshine.
Yeah.
There are people who like Sunshine, and I don't really get that either. Yeah. But I don't get what happened with Sunshine, because Sunshine was such a huge downgrade in terms of game mechanics and just movement capabilities of Mario.
Yeah.
Compared to Mario 64, I don't like how. How do you go from Mario 64 and go, yeah, let's get rid of like all the movement options that we created in this game. And then let's give him a jetpack.
Well, because jetpack was the way of the future, you know?
Yeah, I don't know. Seems a little insane. What was Shigeru Miyamoto? What was he doing?
Well, you know, Flood was the beloved. He's the beloved Mario sidekick that everybody remembers and loves fondly. You know.
Yeah. And what's also weird about Sunshine is that it wasn't a launch game for the GameCube. They took extra time.
Luigi's Mansion.
Yeah, they took Sunshine didn't come out until 2 years into the GameCube's lifespan. So they took extra time they're like, oh yeah, we're putting in all the time to make the real Mario game, and then Sunshine is what we get.
But then GameCube had the best paper Mario game.
Well, I don't know. I've never played it. I've never played Thousand Year Door.
It was great. It's great game.
I've always heard it's the best one. I've only ever played the original.
I have it. You want it? You want to borrow it?
No, I don't even.
Play some paper
There's
Mario?
Not even a disc drive in my game. It's got an SD card slot.
Oh, does it have Paper Mario?
Yes, it does.
Well, there you go.
It does, but I struggle to find time to play. There's so many games.
Well, play Earthbound before you play that.
I've been playing through the Halos recently. I've got one more to go before I run out of real Halo games. There's one more.
Mm-hmm.
So I played Halo 1, 2, and 3, and then Halo 3 ODST, which is basically like an expansion pack for Halo 3.
Mm-hmm.
But there's Halo Reach. It's a prequel.
Yeah.
So I haven't played that one yet. It's a prequel to Halo 1. But it was also made by Bungie, so it's a real Halo game.
Yeah.
So I got that one left, and then I'm done with Halo, because I'm not going to play Halo 4, 5, or 6.
Right.
Not interested.
Check him out. I mean, he's so obviously the same boss from the beginning.
Yeah, it's just, it wasn't, it was weeks and weeks between...
Yeah. Right, that's true.
This didn't even register as something I've seen before.
That boss the second week, maybe the first week, I don't remember. And then this was like the 12th week or whatever.
Yeah. Didn't register as the same thing.
And also, I mean, obviously that they were doing something to that creature in Dairon,
Yeah.
But you know, I didn't even recognize it as the first boss.
Me neither.
Then.
Yeah. So there was no way I was putting it all together here.
Yeah.
But this is a great boss battle. Would you say, is this the best one in the game?
Yeah. No, well, Ravenbeak's the best one in the game. Most fun. But...
Is he? I feel like we were really annoyed by him, but so, I mean, that was us playing it back then.
Here's the deal. This guy, I've got him down to a science at this point, so he's not a challenge anymore. Ravenbeak can still be a challenge.
Okay. See,
that makes sense?
I get what you're saying. I feel like that for me, this boss was the one that sticks out the most because it had the most combination of interesting mechanics that you had to deal with.
As far as like well-designed bosses,
I think this is the most creative boss in the game.
Creative boss. I will give you that for sure.
When the Flappy Bird came out, see the thing is like it was figuring it out too. Was like that really? It's a fun memory playing this boss battle.
Yeah. That
first time because. It was the figuring out the mechanics, getting good enough at the Flappy Bird sequence to actually get through it. It was just a great time. This is a really well-designed boss that's a lot of fun to figure out.
Yeah, agreed.
But I can definitely see how it would get to be, once you get the patterns and everything completely down, it's not really a challenge anymore.
And I could have had him beaten, too. On the Flappy Bird sequence, it gives you enough time to charge a Shine Spark, and if you Shine Spark him, it's an instant kill.
Oh, really?
But it's very difficult to do because the wind's blowing against you, and you have to stand up straight and not be spinning to do a Shine Spark. So it's a pretty tight timing. I've done it twice, I think, but I don't expect to get it at any time because it's very tough.
I see. But does Ravenbeak challenge you to use all of your skills that you've learned in this game?
Yeah, pretty well. Let's see. Morph Ball you have to use. Flash Shift you have to use. Shine Spark you don't need for Ravenbeak. I can't even think I don't know if you can use Shine Spark. I don't think you can charge a Shine Spark in his room. But
yes, you can. We did it one time.
Okay. You know that that might be a quicker way to kill him too. That I just haven't done.
Yeah.
But you definitely need Space Jump. You definitely need. Flash Shift helps. You don't have to have Flash Shift, but Flash Shift helps a lot. Sliding, of course, to get underneath that dash that he does. Mm-hmm. Parrying is very crucial. It does. It's a good challenge all the way around.
My favorite boss battles.
You have to shoot him with missiles.
That's true.
Power bombs blow up the sun.
the rare skill of missiles.
Yeah. You got to shoot those black balls, launch a couple of missiles at them, aim pretty well. There's a lot going on in that fight. There's a lot going on in that fight.
Well, that's good. I like boss battles that test the skills that you've learned throughout the game. Mm-hmm. I feel like that's why a lot of games... I mean, is it fair to say that a lot of games don't have very good final bosses? Like, it's pretty common that that final bosses are not very good.
Like Arkham Asylum 2, isn't it? Or which one is it?
It's the first Arkham Asylum. That has Joker that gets on steroids. Roided up Joker is like completely misses the entire point of the Joker and what he's been doing throughout the entire game. Yeah. Throughout the entire game, the Joker has been organizing minions and manipulating Arkham to, bending Arkham to his will to fuck with Batman the entire time. And then at the end of the game, you fight a big roided up version. You fist fight a big roided up version of Joker. It's ridiculous.
It could have been some battle of wits or something, but instead it was a...
Yeah, they completely just totally... they were right at the finish line, and they just...
Hey, I think I'm going to make it out of this without needing to go to the bathroom. That's good.
Hey, yeah.
I don't think I'm on personal best time here. I think
No? How long have we been streaming? 2 hours and 6 minutes.
Yeah. 2 hours and 34. So in-game time is totally different from real time.
Yeah.
And usually it's shorter. No. In-game time is longer than real time.
Why?
I have no idea. I'm gonna have to look up
how is that possible?
But if you go on Speedrun's archives and stuff like speeddemos.net or whatever it is, the speedruns, it'll say real time 1 hour and 15 minutes, in-game time 1 hour and 24 minutes. It's like,
what the hell?
Why? It doesn't make any sense at all to me. But apparently that's just a known thing. Maybe this game has like Super Mario 1 seconds that are ticking by. You know what I'm talking about? The super like coked out timer in Mario Brothers 1.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Yeah, there's something going on with your R1 button.
What do you mean?
No, there's not. I'm out of missiles. That's unusual.
Blaming the controller is the thing.
No. I did not realize I was out of missiles. That makes a lot more sense.
I don't get it. The missiles are just... I'm hitting R1 and the missiles aren't coming out.
Yeah.
Well, it is rare to be out of missiles.
It is rare to be out of missiles. I'm surprised to be out of missiles there.
Have you been getting all the missile tanks? Are you lower on missiles than you would normally be?
No. The route that I do now is, I feel like I get the same amount of everything every time now.
Okay.
I need to look up an actual like speedrun route to see if I'm anywhere close. I could be completely off, but
are you just you just made your?
Oh yeah, I'm just winging it still.
Okay.
I'm not.
You haven't watched speedruns of this game to see what the tech is?
I watched one last night that was from November, so who knows if that's even... But their route's different because they do tricks that I don't know how to do, so...
Gotcha.
A lot of people's routes, most speedrun routes you're going to watch are going to have tricks that I don't know how to do.
I wonder if there's like a any percent no skill category that you could run.
Right. You remember when we were first playing this game and we're like, is there even the possibility to sequence break?
Yeah.
Holy crap, man. Like, that was just naive speaking, saying things like that.
Yeah.
There is tons of room to sequence break in this game.
Right.
The crap that they do, and I guess if I did it all day, every day, I would probably figure some of this stuff out too.
Well, I guess you never can discount the fact that games are going to be poorly made to the point that they get broken by things that are not supposed to happen.
Yeah.
And that's something that's going to happen on every game.
Well, just what I demonstrated of the trick I was trying to do earlier.
Well, yeah, it was already broken.
It was already broken. Like, I was shooting through the wall.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, I should have known.
Yeah.
Especially with modern games. Modern games, I feel like, are much worse for just, like, random, like, clipping, collision-related issues.
Yeah.
Because 3D models are clipping and collision-related shenanigans are just, like, a constant thing in 3D model, like, 3D games.
Yeah.
Because collision detection in 3D is really complicated.
Right. Well, like that particular trick, how that works is that you slide and then jump out of a slide, and the game registers some kind of different property when Samus is sliding. Mm-hmm. I guess so she doesn't get stuck in a wall if her feet like go into a wall. Right. But in so doing, what's happening is it's still got you in that slide state, but you're jumping and then you shoot, and it thinks that you're on the other side of the wall. Right. So then your bullet goes through the wall. It's still very tight. Like, it's not an easy trick to pull off. Right. But it happens.
One of the things that really fascinates me is like the stuff that'll happen in like a lot of 2D games. speedrunning strategies that rely on like sub-pixel position and like sub frame movement and stuff, where you're trying to for a moment in between two frames, you're trying to end up in a position that the game has to like guess on the other end where you actually are, because you're physically in a place that you shouldn't be able to be.
Right.
It's I love that stuff.
Yeah.
That's some of my favorite stuff to hear about. That's why, I don't really care about speedrunning. What I actually enjoy about watching speedrunning videdos is about how games get broken in a technical, like a technical analysis of how they break the game and why it works. That's what fascinates me about it, and that's the thing that's most interesting about speedrunning to me. I'm impressed with the skill that's on display with runs and stuff, but really the thing that's the most interesting is the technical aspect of what's happening.
Right.
It really tickles my brain, because I'm a technical guy. So whenever when I get an explanation for how they're breaking an aspect of the game, it's really fascinating.
Right.
Because I think about it from a
oh, you gotta be kidding me.
What happened?
I locked onto all of them, but they didn't all activate for whatever reason.
Weird. See, that's what I'm saying. That multi-missile it's a crapshoot.
That was a little finicky right there.
Anyway, I like to think of things from because I'm not like a master or anything, but I have programming experience and hardware design experience, so I know enough about these things that whenever I get technical explanations, it's really fascinating, because I think about it as a programmer or as a hardware designer, and think about how these things are being exploited, and it's really interesting to see how aspects of the software and even the hardware itself are being exploited,
right,
to make things happen that are not supposed to happen.
Yeah. Did you see the kill there? Did you see that kill there on the brain?
Yeah, it was pretty.
The shine spark, and then
it's pretty impressive. I noticed how you did it.
Screw with that.
I noticed how you did it real quick.
This is my favorite Emmy fight, just because of this little puzzle you have to do beforehand.
Yeah.
Even though speedrunners just kind of like kill him way down there.
Yeah.
Whatever. I still love doing this part.
Well, this area here is definitely the easiest part to kill him in.
Oh, yeah. But, the other thing is, it puts you right beside where you need to be. So, how much time are you really saving by killing him down there? Because you need to be up here anyway.
You have to go through that maze anyway, right?
Pretty much, yeah.
Well, yeah.
You don't have to come all the way to the end of where I am, but
right. I guess you don't have to wait for him.
You don't have to wait for the Emmy to get there. That's what it is. Yeah, I'm realizing that as you're saying it.
One of the things about all this speedrunning stuff that I think is interesting is I as a programmer, it's really easy to look at your code and think that it is foolproof.
Right.
Because you look at it, you wrote it a certain way, and you look at how you wrote it.
For.
Well, I'm just saying, you look at it, you look at how you wrote it. Code is very much it's an action-reaction type thing. You account for how it's supposed to work. You design the basic structure of how it's going to come together. Then you write out the code to do the thing you want it to do. And it's hard to imagine circumstances that would break it. Because when you're designing it, you're thinking about how each thing makes another thing happen.
Right.
And so as a sequence, it makes perfect sense as to how this would be. It's perfect. Why would it not ever work?
Yeah.
But then people do shit that breaks it.
Yeah.
And it's just really interesting to see how that stuff gets broken.
Yep.
Because I'm thinking about some of the projects I've programmed before, and I think about it. And I'm like, I don't know how anybody could break it. But then I've had customers who have bought stuff from me and then broken it. Found like had some sort of bizarre circumstance that broke my code,
right,
and made that thing that's supposed to be like a closed system that has no, it's the amount of input that the customer has on it is very limited, and they still have found a circumstance where it breaks.
Right.
I had to do basically a recall on a thing one time.
Look how much this game is chugging right now.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god. I don't know how well I can play it like this.
I don't know what would be causing it to chug here, except for if my Switch is overheating.
Has it been left on, maybe, or
no?
Why would the Switch be overheating?
I don't know. My Switch is old. My Switch is really old. You may have a... your Switch is from what? 2 years ago? Year and a half ago? You might have gotten that refreshed version of the Switch that had the die shrink for the processor. Because they did a die shrink... Like, they did a refreshed update of the Switch...
Yeah.
When they made the Switch, the mini Switch, they did a refresh on the normal Switch that has the more power efficient processor in it.
Right.
So your Switch may not get as hot as mine.
Oh, okay.
Mine may be overheating in a way that your Switch doesn't.
I see.
And that would make sense too if this game was developed after the new version of the Switch was made. They probably did most of their playtesting on the current version of the Switch.
That makes sense. Anyway, looking at our inventory earlier, because the game was still on the save file from when we played, we had 7 power bombs somehow. I've completed this game with 2 power bombs every time since then.
Well, we got power bomb upgrades.
I know,
there were power bomb upgrades in a bunch of different places.
But it seems like there was places like that they were just kind of like out in the open. I don't remember where they are.
Well, there's that one, the famous one that you encounter that's in the first 5 minutes of the game.
Because you have to have power bombs to get it.
Yeah, and then there's one that we found deep inside of some tunnel somewhere. Yeah. And then there's one that's like really high up in this really tall room that you have to.
Oh yeah, that big. Yeah, I think I know which room that is.
Space jump up to.
I passed through that room like once for about 3 seconds, and I never explore it further.
Can't think of where any of the other ones are, but those are the ones that stand out to me. The one in the tunnels. The one in the tunnels, the one that's like right up there in the very early on in the game that you need power bomb to get,
right?
And then the one that's in that really tall room.
Yeah.
They really do spam this boss battle on you.
Yeah, I think there's 5.
This is a great boss battle.
Oh, it's fun.
But I think they may have recycled it.
They didn't change it. That's the problem.
Yeah.
It's exactly the same every time. This guy, except for the shield.
It was a pretty cool upgrade whenever they did the shield. But I would have thought they would have kept adding to it.
Right.
But they didn't. More patterns, more, that's what I was...
Yeah. This guy has a lot more health.
Yeah.
That's the only difference. Is this guy has a lot more health and he probably hits harder.
Mm-hmm.
But that's it. There's no new pattern, no new attacks. It's just now he has a shield That's the only difference.
But he has the shield the second time you fight him, so...
third time. Yep.
So it's like... that's one upgrade that happens... like fairly early in the amount of times you fight him,
right?
And then the rest of the game, he's just the same.
Yeah, the robot Chozos actually are a lot more interesting because you get the silver one and the gold one, and one time you fight one silver one, then you fight one gold one, then you fight one gold and one silver, and then you fight 2 gold.
Yeah,
and they're a little bit more challenging with each battle.
Yeah.
Whereas this one is just
well. What's weird about this one is that they put them all so close to each other too.
That's true.
Like the Chozos, it's like you encounter them fairly spaced out in a normal playthrough.
Yeah.
But with this battle, like you're running into this boss like 3 times in a row.
Right.
Like you don't even encounter any other enemies. You fight him and then you run through a room and then you fight him again. Yeah. That's weird.
Yeah, it is weird. This is it, bro.
I'm not trying to criticize this game a bunch. This is just an oddity about the game. So how good are you at this now? Are you like
I don't die on him anymore, if that counts.
So you beat him first try?
Yeah.
Well, that's good. I remember we had I think we fought him a couple of times.
We fought him a couple of times.
We might have died once or twice against him.
God, I think it took us hours, like an entire stream. I think.
Yeah,
didn't we start on this guy?
I think we had like a. I feel like we fought him several times. On a stream because I think we got to him.
Yeah.
And then we fought him. We did put in like several tries, I feel like, the first time, but it was like the end of a stream. Yeah. And then we spent an entire stream fighting him.
Yes.
And I think you got to him at home in between those 2 streams.
I did, and I fought him, and I couldn't beat him.
And you were like,
dude. Well, I didn't understand the gimmick that the gold was actually. I was like, I don't know how to hurt him in the gold form. So I was trying to damage him in that form when all you really have to do is wait him out.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm out of missiles. Damn. Oops. Little off on that timing. Oh, shit. Damn it! I'm early on the parry every time there. Oh fuck. There we go. I was gonna watch the cutscene because every time the kids watch me play this game, they're like, "Wow, why don't we want to watch this cutscene?" So, there's like 30 seconds that I can save on every stream or on every attempt, just not watching that cutscene. So.
Right.
Oh, that's definitely Kraid, by the way. The X-Parasite that takes him over gives him Kraid's body for some reason.
That's because Kraid's a fan favorite.
Yep.
That's why. That was a calculated decision on Nintendo's part.
Well, so is Ridley. Ridley is also a fan favorite, right?
Yeah, but Ridley's like too obvious.
Yeah. But Kraid's already been in this game. Wouldn't it have been cool to turn Beardbeak into a dragon? I mean...
Yeah.
And then you had to fight him, so that's your Ridley fight?
But Ridley wasn't in this game, though. So, like, how do you justify Ridley being here?
That X-Parasite went and got Ridley's DNA from wherever Ridley happened to be.
I wasn't Ridley in this game?
I don't know.
If they
why
brought
is Kraid in this game and Ridley's not in this game? That's what I
mean, I want to know why Kraid is here. What's the reason?
There's no explanation as to why Kraid is here. That's why it makes less sense that Kraid's here and that Ridley's not here. If you're going to bring one, you got to bring both of them.
Right.
Ow.
Running out of time, bro.
2:34 was the time I did earlier today, and that was my best time so far. So we'll see.
Well, I think you're gonna beat your best time, bro.
That depends on if in-game time matches up. That's the.
Oh yeah, because in-game time's longer than real time.
So I don't know. I don't know if I've got. I mean. For real time, yeah, it's a pretty good.
How much longer is in-game time than real time, approximately? Is there like a multiplier that you can apply or something?
I don't actually know.
Is it like a Celsius to Fahrenheit conversion or something?
No, I don't understand it at all. I actually didn't know it until I was like, wait a minute. That did not take me as long as whenever time it was.
You know what? Maybe it's like converting American time to Japanese time.
There you go. That's what it is.
Time conversion issue there.
Okay, well, we're about to see.
What was your previous time?
2:34. I don't know what the seconds were. It's almost exactly the
Maybe
same.
your time was 2:34:54.
6. Yeah.
Previously.
So here's the deal. I wasn't even trying to beat the time, so the fact that I tied my best time while I was, talking to you and fucking up and stuff, that feels pretty good.
Well, I think you'll if you buckle down and put in another attempt later on without sitting here talking and bullshitting and stuff, that you probably are on track to demolish that.
Yeah. I mean, I made a lot of mistakes, and I didn't even get the time saves that I was trying to get. So if I can get those time saves and not make those dumb mistakes, I can probably save another 10 minutes off.
Yeah.
But
yeah. Well, hey.
That was fun.
Yeah.
So next time, Metroid Fusion. We'll go back to Metroid Fusion. Okay. And then, are we going to keep doing Metroidvanias? Is that the idea?
I think we're a Metroidvania stream channel now.
we did that Metroidvania series, but there's so many good Metroidvanias out there.
Well, I have to say that in my experience playing these games on this stream, I'm finding that I think Metroidvanias are my favorite to play on stream.
Yeah.
I really enjoy them just in general.
Well, they're fun to
But
explore.
they're really good to play on stream because, there's a lot of exploration. There's a lot of both of us learning techniques and stuff playing the game. And you're typically better at it than I am. So it's always really gratifying whenever I beat a boss once in a while. And then also they're typically really light on storyline and stuff, so we can pretty much just goof around and play the game and talk and whatnot the whole time and not really have to worry about anything else. So I really like Metroidvania.
There's a lot of like us both looking at the map and trying to figure out where we go next and stuff, and that's
Yeah, I like Metroidvanias for this format.
Yeah,
because of that.
Well,
so if we're basically a Metroidvania channel, that's fine with me.
Yeah,
even though we're named after Mega Man.
We played all the Mega Man games.
That's true. There's none left. Well, no, we didn't play Mega Man 11.
No, I don't. That was before we did the Mega Man.
Did we do 9? We did 9 though, right? We did do 9.
No, we stopped at 8.
Did we?
Yeah.
Because I have 9.
Okay, we should do 9. And I mean, if we're gonna do,
I think I have 9 and 10.
Should go back and clean up. We really should go back and clean up all of our old series because we had the Metroidvania series where we didn't even do Metroid Fusion, and then we had the. And we didn't do Metroid 2 on the Game Boy.
Didn't we miss a Castlevania game?
Order of Ecclesia is one, and then there's but that we're not doing DS games, are we?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know how they would work.
Yeah,
I don't know how dependent.
I wouldn't
on
want
the
to
DS
play
part
on
of
the
it.
DS. So
well, no, we wouldn't play on the DS. But there's depending on how dependent the game is on.
Has little things you have to draw.
Oh,
so I don't think we could play that one.
There are DS emulators that you can use, like a keyboard and mouse, to emulate the touch portion. So if it was just like, if it just used the touch screen for like menu inputs and stuff, that probably would be playable.
Right.
You just use a controller and then use the mouse whenever you need to click something. But if it's like, if the touch is actually a gameplay mechanic, it's probably not going to work. There's
certain like to finish bosses, you have to draw like a pentagram or whatever on the touch screen. So
that may be a little challenging.
Yeah.
On a computer with a mouse.
But
in theory, we could have the main screen up here and then use one of the monitors as the second screen if it was just used for something simple.
Right.
But we're probably not going to be able to play Owen Down on soon.
Oh, damn. But how awesome would that be, though?
Yeah, unfortunately, there's not a good way to capture DS off of a real DS, and that would be the only way to play that.
God, Owen Down. Do you have Owen Down?
No, I don't. I've looked it up on eBay several times, and it's always more than I want to pay for it.
I don't know, man.
Because you gotta bring it. So look. Here's the deal. I'm very much. I buy games from Japan all the time. Mm-hmm. Okay, but I'm on that whole. Games cost like $5 from Japan kind of mindset.
So why is
Owen Down for some reason is like $30 or $40 whenever I look it up, and I'm like,
yeah, but
I don't want to spend $40
not just
on
a game for your collection. That's a game you'll probably pick up every now and then.
I know
it's a fun game.
Yes, I know, but man, $30 or $40—that's hard for me to. I mean. Why is it worth that much? I don't get it.
I've had a real change in my.
Why can I go buy Chrono Trigger? I can buy copies of Chrono Trigger for $3 all day, every day, but Owen Down is $40 from Japan. I don't get it.
Hey, listen, I've had a real change in the way I look at money. $30, not that big a deal. I woke up this morning, looked at my phone, and realized I had lost $9,000 this week. So.
Yeah, I've lost $7,000. So. Crypto's killing me. But
I've lost a month's pay this month.
I don't know though, because I saw some stuff that Bitcoin was going up, and my portfolio is looking pretty. It's looking pretty good.
Yeah,
the portfolio is looking pretty good. I'm only down 6,600 right now.
Oh, okay.
So that's pretty good because I was down over 7,000 earlier. It's all good.
I'm still down 7,300, but that's
you gotta be
9,000.
You gotta be you gotta look at the bright side. I'm down $6,607, but I did make $1,343 over the course of the entire time I've been investing in this particular crypto venture.
Yeah.
So when you balance it out, I've really only lost $5,300.
Yeah. Oh man.
It's okay. It's all gonna.
You know, I don't regret getting into this. What I regret is when I got into it.
Yeah, it would have been real nice
right now. Then we'd be rich men.
It would have been real nice to have hopped into this at the beginning of 2021.
Yeah,
that'd have been a great time to get into it.
Oh yeah, because things are still up for men.
Yeah, it would have been a really good time to get in because we would still be in this position that we're in right now. Mm. But we would have made a ton of money all year last year. Whereas in this situation, we didn't make very much money, and then this happened.
Yeah.
But that's what happens. All right, well, hey, Russian bots, it's nice for all of you to come by and leave your code language.
Mitchell Griffin, thank you for stopping in. Wow, fly to you too. And
I hope that I hope you got all of the like parts of your cipher through in time because the stream's about to stop. So if you didn't,
it's gone forever.
Sorry about that, but we'll hopefully you'll have another opportunity later on. But we'll see you guys next week, I assume.
Later.
Bye. All right, well.